My settings for the Canon EOS R. And here's what I've got so far. You'll notice on image quality I've got JPEG now. I usually shoot RAW. But I have 3 programs and none of them will edit the RAW. And there's nothing available. Nothing at all. I mean, I don't want to run Adobe. I don't want to pay monthly. But I've contacted Cyberlink and they're looking into it. But apparently these camera companies will make up their own RAW, and then it's up to other program companies to try and figure out what's going on. It's ridiculous. Adobe does have a program that converts all your images for free, and so if you take a bunch of pictures in RAW, you can convert them and then load them into your favorite program. So I think there's like 2 programs out there that do it right now, and there's one apparently supposed to update, but it's slow going for photo editing software. So while I play with the Canon EOS R, I've set it to JPEG for now. I will be going to RAW later once I figure out what's going on with that. I've got this disabled. I mean, this I've actually got set to full, but the trick is I've got a lens on there that's a 1.6, but I always set it to full is what I do. And pretty much all that other stuff is set up like that already. This is number 2. I haven't corrected anything there. Number 3, this is up to you, however you want to set it. Like my ISO, I've gone this way, and I've set my minimum shutter speed to 125. If I'm shooting birds in flight, I'll push this high. I'll go 1-2000, 1-1000, and then my ISO will go up. But that's what I'll do with that there, but I'll leave it at 125. I go any lower with that, it's not going to look right when you take your images. Now, I leave that to, did I have that as auto? I've got it on standard. You could turn that off, it's up to you. And then that's what I got there. Move it over again. Auto white balance, color space. I've got my picture style set to neutral. And I've done something else there. I've actually edited my neutral. And you'll see there by my numbers, I've got a 2, a -4, and a 2. And there's what I've got it set at. My strength is just up 2. My fineness is up 1. My threshold's up 1. My contrast is all the way down. My saturation's up 2. Color tone in the middle. And that's what I've got there. And that's what I shoot on. Now when I shoot RAW, it gives me a little bit more editing power, is what I like, and it makes the images kind of snap a little bit better. But I'm kind of just playing with that one right now. These are all off. Touch shutter, multiple exposure, disabled. Anti-flicker. Silent shutter I got off. I'm still not sure about that. I kind of like to hear a little click, but it really is silent with the mirrorless camera. There is no noise. When I was looking through the viewfinder, it was basically vibrating like an earthquake to let me know it was taking pictures, which I thought was kind of cool. But I might turn that off later as I get used to this camera more. Now, you can set this however you want. I shoot it for 1 shot. Now the biggest one to understand is this one here. If this AF zone is set on tracking, face tracking basically, you will not see the electronic level in your view screen. You literally have to have this set to, like, you know, one of these. And I have a video on that, and I'll link it up at the top, and you can go check that out and figure out why you lost your level. Continuous AF I got disabled. My touch drag settings, I've enabled it and I've made it to the right. Now what that means is when I'm looking through the viewfinder and I put my thumb on the back view screen and I start moving it around, my focus point is actually going to change. On the older DSLRs, they had a joystick. With this, you put your thumb on the screen and you move it, and that's where you get your focus point from, which I think is really kind of cool. Focus guide on. I haven't touched anything here. I've touched nothing here. Nothing here. I mean, this stuff, I don't know, protect images, rotate images, erase images, I didn't touch any of that. None of this stuff at all. Because I usually load everything on my computer. Nothing there. Eco mode, power saving, put your date in. My video systems, NTSC. Standard touch control. I have the beep enabled. You could turn that off if you're shooting wildlife. You want to remove that. And my shooting info, my display, everything's turned on. I don't have nothing off. Like the whole works is basically turned on, as you can see there. You know, I have check marks for everything. And there's that level I was talking about. You see it there in the center of the screen. Wireless is off, and I'll turn it on when I need it to save on battery. I did upgrade the firmware in it. And none of this stuff I touched at all. I left all this the same. Yeah, it's all the same. I haven't played with that yet. Now I did customize my bar. That's the bar on the front that everybody complains about. And what I did was I set it to AF. I set the thing, it slides over to my Instagram, and the level. I'm still playing with this. I may not leave it this way. I may hate the button too, but I'm kind of playing around to see what I like with it type of thing. I set the second one to when I'm browsing images. So when I actually click the blue arrow on the camera and the images come up, I don't have to slide my finger across the screen. I can just hit that, and I kind of like that. Now you could take the top one and not have nothing there. And the only time you use that bar then is when you're actually viewing your images in the viewfinder, which I may end up doing. But for now, this is the way I've got it set up. Cropping off, I don't have nothing there. Nothing there. Now, this is where you make your own. And basically, instead of hunting for things, I've made my own menu, and I went, okay, I want to go to white balance right away. I want to go to picture style right away. Maybe I want to take the shutter, make it off or on. Format card definitely, so I can format my card quickly. AF method I've got set there where I can just set it to what I want fast in case I want to turn the level on or turn the level off. And that's pretty much what I got right now. So those are my camera settings, and this is still a work in process that I'm playing with, but I thought, well, I'm going to post it anyways in case somebody has an EOS R out there and may want to take a look at what I'm doing here, and maybe some of this will actually work for you. All right, catch you guys on the next one.